Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hot Topics at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, someone in the chat said I'm getting breaking news. I am getting breaking news for you, but I'm also, remember yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in a mood. I'm kind of, down. I'm not or whatever. Okay, that, still, but I'm fired up this morning. Fired up, ready to go. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Fired up and ready to go. I am fine. Thank you very much, Dazed Muse. Dazed Muse, you got to become a member. Good morning, Mississippi Brit. Good morning. Yeah, guys, I'm fired up. Okay, yes, it is Obama, but I'm just saying, good morning, Don. You look refreshed. Yes, Karen White, thank you. I got a little bit of sleep. I got to tell you, this is my home studio, and I have a couch back there, and I fell asleep on the couch. Well, first of all, I was invited out to dinner, and then the person had to cancel because they were not feeling well. And I'm sorry that they weren't feeling well. One of my dear friends, she's dealing with some vertigo issues. But you have to look at the silver lining, right? I know it's kind of selfish, but I said, whoa, thank you. I am going to do what? I chilled. Let's make sure my camera's in the right place. I chilled. And I fell asleep on the couch. My doggy came up and was laying right. You know how the dogs do. They go right, like lay either like next to you or under you or whatever. It was like laying right down between my legs and my thighs and had his head on my thigh and was like fast asleep. And I was watching a little bit of YouTube, and then I went fast asleep as well. And so I got a little, let me fix that camera. I got a little, so I fell asleep a little bit early and then ended up having dinner late, which was not good, like almost 10 o'clock because I fell asleep early. Anyways, so I am refreshed. Thank you. Someone said, did you do something on TikTok? What do they say? Did you turn on the TikTok? YouTuber. Thank you, YouTube user. You got to come up with a name. You guys know me so well. I love it. Good for you, Don. I went to bed early, says Sasha D. You guys just like to talk to me, don't you? Shall I talk to you for a little bit before I go into this craziness? Because I got a lot to talk to you about. I have a lot to talk to you about. Okay. Hi, Texas Rochelle. Rest well deserved. I love it that you guys keep talking to me. I love it. Okay. Hello, London, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Don Lemonheads from beautiful London, Ontario. It's warm here. Warmer than it's been. Love you, Don and company. Thank you. Okay. Can I tell you something? This is how I feel. You got to keep fighting the liars. You got to keep fighting two words. One of them is negative. The other one is not. They both start with F's. Okay? Yes, let's talk, Don, to Sheldon Johnson. I agree. Let's talk. So one of them starts with F, and that is a fascist. That's where we're moving into fascism. The other one is fat. But that's only if you are in denial about it and you try to lie about it, right? Like you think, like for me, during COVID, I gained a lot of weight. I was fat. And I was like, I am fat. And I looked in the mirror one day. I was like, wow, look at my butt. I'm fat. And then I saw a picture the paparazzi took of me. And it looks like I look like that. I was fat. But I was like, okay, so I'm fluffy. I gained a little weight. No big deal. I told everybody, yeah, I gained some weight. Okay, I'm going to start walking and doing more exercising. Okay, do you guys know what I'm saying? Because not everybody's meant to be a stick figure, and not everybody's meant to be, a muscle person. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So if you own your fluffiness, or you say, yeah, I know it, I need to lose a few pounds. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It happens to everybody. We have busy lifestyle, right. Donald Trump is not only a liar, he's a criminal, he's a con man, and he is fat. And this is how you know everything that he's saying to you is bullshit, because you can tell when people are not aware, when they are not self-aware, right? Well, I say you've got to be self-aware. Like, I know what I look like. I know what I sound like. I know my level of intelligence. I know that there are people who are smarter than me. I know that there are some people who are not as smart as me. I know that, I could stand to go to the gym a little more. I know that I've been skinny fat, if you know what I'm saying. You guys know what skinny fat is? Don't make me lift the shirt up and show you what skinny fat is. But so, you got to be self-aware. Donald Trump is not only not self-aware, he probably thinks he weighs 224 pounds, right? Trump, 224 pounds, LOL. Who put that up there? Amen. Stick that up there. Trump, 224 pounds, my ass. That motherfucker is fat. Sorry, good morning. I hope that doesn't hurt your ears this morning. He is, and I don't mean in a good way. It's not even like a sexy fat. Like some people are like, oh yeah, big boy. Yeah, I like that, right? Or you like, ooh, big girl. Yeah, got it, curves in all the right places, right? Remember that? She's a brick house. She mighty. She's letting it all hang out, right? So that I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about people who are not self-aware. Okay, because we were talking about this morning. They're like, don't say fat, the producers. I was like, you guys are too woke. You're not understanding what I mean. I got fat people in my family. I've been fat before, so that's not what I'm saying. Roll the tape, please.
Donald Trump is telling us that he's 6'3", 224 pounds. Can you guys just roll some athletes that are 6'3", 224 pounds, or roughly thereabouts? And I know muscle weighs more than fat, but it doesn't weigh this much more than fat.
Pause.
Are you suggesting that?
Back up just a little bit. Back up a little bit. Back up. Look at that brother. So that brother is 235 pounds. I mean, look, he's fine. He's got, his abs have abs. He's 235 pounds and he is 6'3". Donald Trump is probably 6'1", 6'2". Okay, look at him. And he's saying he's 225. You're lying. Look at that picture, guys. Come on now. If you, and the doctor had nerve to write that on a chart. This brother is 235 pounds on the right, and Donald Trump says he's 225 pounds on the left. Donald Trump is 300 pounds if he's, that thing that says she's 60 if she's a minute. He's 300 if he's a pound. What do you think? Come on now. Let's keep going. Roll it.
Than fat.
Are you suggesting that Donald Trump might be lying?
Pathological liar. We put up there 6'3", 225. That's wrong. It's
Pause.
224. Like he went.
Pause. Okay, he said he's 224. Back up a little bit. Let's look at Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is like on the sort of thicker side. He's thick. Tim Tebow is 245 pounds and he's 6'3". The nerve playing in your face. And this is, I'm not doing this. I'm not just pointing it out because I'm like, oh my God, look at him. I'm showing you a psychosis. Do I have to say allegedly? Because, they're so litigious now. Now look at Tim Tebow. Look at Tim Tebow. And look at Donald Trump. Okay, keep going.
We put up there 6'3", 225. That's wrong. It's 224.
Okay,
like he went out of his way.
Now look at this brother. Back up a little bit. Look at this brother on the right. Now look how lean he is. He's 218 pounds and he's 6'3". Donald. How is anybody supposed to believe you in a courtroom? Maybe that's why, the E. Jean Carroll thing, because nobody believed him. Maybe because he was lying. Well, that's what the court said because it found him liable. That's what the civil court said. That's what the criminal court said. that he was lying about something because they found him guilty of 34 counts. And now he's lying about his weight. Now, my philosophy that I always say, and if you guys ever watched me on CNN, I would say if you lie about the little things, you'll lie about everything. If you lie about the small things, you lie about everything. Now, Larry Fitzgerald, 6'3", 218. Look how lean he is. Good looking brother, lean body. Donald Trump says, like I'm 7 pounds. Donald Trump is 7 pounds heavier than this man. Please keep going.
He went out of his way. They're not going to believe 225. Let me make it a little more detailed. 225 sounds too clean. They're not going to believe that. Let me give you that little extra detail that pathological liars need to have.
Pause. Now back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Now look, this brother is 500. Now, hey, there's no way. Is this man 520 pounds? Andre the Giant was 500. He was 7'4", 520 pounds. Now, if you put them next to each other and you look at the stomachs, but people believe him. I'm sure the MAGA folks are like, look at my president. He looks so good. He's 224 pounds. If you believe that, you are fucking out of your mind. You are crazy. And I'm sure they believe it. Again, this is just to show, and I'm just giving you an example of the lies. I'm building up to something here. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not pointing out because I have been fat. Just look at the internet and do Don Lemon weight loss. Because during COVID, I looked like I was storing up for the winter. And you're right, Lisa. He is not 6'3" either. Mushroom. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Talk to Stormy Daniels. Google it. Google mushroom and Stormy Daniels. Because I'm sure he lies about that too. Because when he said, I don't have little hands, and he puts them on, and then he has little hands. That's why he gets mad about the little hands, because you know what the little hands thing really means when people say he's got little tiny hands. You know what they're saying. And you know when Barack Obama says he was obsessed about crowd numbers. Sizes. Okay, keep going.
Liars need to have 6'3", 224 pounds. Why do you have to lie about that? Now, I understand a lot of people lie about their height and weight to make it official, though. Like, why? How can it has to be because it's pathological, right? It has to be because, like Stugatz, there's more fun in lying than there is in telling the truth.
Well, I mean, if he's going to lie about other things, it stands to reason he would not be fully forthcoming with the thing that most everyone lies about, their height and weight.
I know, but putting it on, just making it official when it's
Who's
just
his brother
asinine,
right here?
where it's a lie
Back
that can
up
be.
a little bit. Pause and back. Who is this brother right here who said, if he lies about, back up what he said, because the truer words had never been spoken. Okay, go play it.
Though, like, why? How can it has to be because it's pathological, right? It has to be because, like Stugatz, there's more fun in lying than there is in telling the truth.
Right.
Well, I mean, if he's going to lie about other things, it stands to reason he would not be fully forthcoming with the thing that most everyone lies about, their height.
Someone said his name is Mike on TikTok. I guess this guy's name is Mike. I like these guys. I'm going to have to start watching them. I like them. This one too, right here, the dark shirt. He's kind of handsome. Look at his eyes. I'm not ashamed to say that. But I like smart. Smart always wins out to me. So, you know, I would never. Guess I could never, like, if I wasn't married, date one of these MAGA dudes because I like smart. This kid's handsome though. He's right though. He's like, yeah. Do you lie about it? And then of course, you're going to lie about anything that most people lie about. Who put that up there? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys in the comments. Does he have small hands? Yes. You guys have never heard the small hands thing? You guys have never heard the small hands and the mushroom thing? If I was Marco Rubio, when he called me Little Marco, this is what I would have called him. Look up on the screen. I would have called him Lil Mushroom. Oh my gosh. Jen Brigham, you are right. Am I going too far this morning? Am I going too far this morning? Now, someone said he's 5'11 and 400 pounds. He's not 5'11 because I've stood next to him. There's a picture. I do have a picture of him standing next to him, and he's not 6'3", maybe 6'2" on a good day. And this is 100% true, Ms. Pepper 007. No one who drinks Diet Coke and no water like he does not weighs 225 pounds. Okay? And little feet, although it's not an accurate indicator always. And someone called him a short-fingered Bulgarian. I forget, it was a writer or someone who called him that. I'm having too much fun this morning. He lies about everything. Yep, hands and feet. What is it? Toes, hands, and feet. I forget what that little thing was that we used to sing. Keep going.
I know, but putting it on, just making it official when it's just asinine, where it's a lie that can be checked by your eye.
That guy's really handsome, by the way. I like that. I'm sure someone's going to tell him Don Lemon said he's really handsome. I'm married, though, so it doesn't matter. I think he's 6 feet and whatever. He wears lifts in his shoes. That's right. That's been reported that he wears lifts in his shoes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Thank you very much for that, MJ. I appreciate it. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You guys, I'm reading some of your comments. MJ is a member, but some of your comments and your members and your great ones, I can't read them. You got to, if you want to be a member, if you want me to read your comments, you got to become a member. So there you go. Trump is 6'3" with Governor Santos boots on. Oh, you meant not Santos. What is Florida's governor's name? You know what I'm talking about.
DeSantis
with those boots. And those are lifts too. Yeah. So thank you, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Thank you very much. Remember the cognitive test as well. So look, the reason I'm saying this is because I know that we get all caught up and we get upset and whatever. And I said I care too much. It doesn't mean that it's serious and you should care. That doesn't mean that it's not serious and you shouldn't care. You should. Okay? So I've had a lot of fun about the guy who lies about his weight, who lies about everything. Liar, liar, liar. So this whole thing that is happening right now, it is, I always say that the MAGA is built on AstroTurf. Like, it is not real. It does not exist without Donald Trump. Okay? It doesn't exist without the lies, without the vulgarity, the short-fingered vulgarian. It doesn't exist without any of that, without all the lies, without all the cons, without all of the snake oil, without all of everything, without all the executive orders. And so I'm going to go through this and I'm going to give you some evidence about how this is a house of cards. It's built on lies. It is AstroTurf. And without Donald Trump, it doesn't exist. Anyway, Erwin Luke, you're right. Lies on top of lies. No, Aretha Franklin, you're right. It says lies, lies, and more lies. Lies on top of lies. That's Aretha's quote. Beautiful gowns. So, yes. So here's the thing. It's all built on bullshit. It's all a show. And Donald Trump he has you believing. He has you believing that he is accomplishing so much every day. His entire day, his presidency is produced like a television show. And you know how I know it? Because every day now I produce a show. And when I worked in traditional media, every day I produced a television show. This is all a production. And it's all built on lies. And guess what? Everyone is getting upset because he is deporting all of these people. Okay. And not just that he's deporting all these people, it's how he's doing it. But he is actually not deporting as many people as you might think. Are you listening? Oh, wait, Andy, is this one? Is this the right one?
Yeah, that's the right one.
It is. Okay. I just want to make sure it's on because I want you guys to hear me. When you look at the evidence of how many laws previous presidents, how many bills they have passed in their time in office at this point, and you look at Donald Trump's, I'm going to show you. Because it seems like everyone's like, oh my God, it's doing so much. And if you listen to the MAGA people in the right-wing media, my God, you turn them on, they're like, oh my God, look at what this guy is doing. He's been doing so much. Every day he's doing so much. It's bullshit. He's not doing that much. What he's doing is he's effing with you. Every day he invites the media in, right? And they all come in and they get to ask questions and he gets to spar with them. He loves it. He likes to call them names and then they go back and forth. He loves it because it makes you think that he's doing something rather than his job, which he's not even doing his job because it is a production. And during the production, what do people do? Yes, sir, Mr. President. Yes, yes, yes. You are so great, dear leader. I love you. I love you. I love you. Every day. And they know if you just shower him with accolades and compliments, you are in his good stead, in his good favor always. So whenever the cameras are rolling and there are people there and you're standing there, Mr. President, let me just weigh in on that because I got a great answer for you that you're doing such a great job and I need to weigh in because. Excuse me when I get the orange off of my lips. He's not accomplishing anything. So let me just read this, okay? I'm going to read the introduction that my savvy producers and writers wrote for me. So good morning, everybody. Thank you. I'm so glad they're joining us. Seriously. So stand by. Hit the thumbs up, please. Hit the likes because I'm going to roll. Call your friends. Call your neighbors. Hide your kids. Hide your wives. No, call everybody and say, tune in. Click on the Don Lemon Show this morning because I'm going to give you, we're about to go through the receipts and uncover all of this bullshit so you can go back about your day. You're going to feel really good about it. And for those of you who are MAGA brains who will buy anything that this president says, you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today, boy. You're going to learn today, girl and boy. You're going to learn today. So before I get to that, I got to take care of some business. Are you guys ready? Stand by, but I got some receipts coming up for you. So make sure you stand by. The engagement is great. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like, become a member. The membership link is at the top of the chat. Also, the subscribe button is right down at the bottom of the screen, right near the Don Lemon Show logo. Okay. So hit that thumbs up. It affects the algorithm. More people become aware of our show. If you're watching us live on TikTok, make sure you smash the screen, hit the hearts. If you're watching us live on Instagram, thank you. Follow us. If you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you. Follow us as well. Come over to the YouTube, to our big show, and you too can get your comment up on the screen. And now let's take care of some business because we're doing so well that we have sponsors now. Lemon Nation, you guys are big time. Okay, you guys are big time. In this time that we're dealing with right now, we could all use some help with our mental health. Okay, and so I am happy that the Don Lemon Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp helps you with getting your mind together, getting your mental health in order. I have dealt with depression. I actually take an antidepressant now. I just tell you because I take Wellbutrin, or bupropion as they call it. And there's no shame in my game, and there should be no shame in yours. Getting therapy should be something that is accessible and it should be affordable. It should not cost you $100 or $250 an hour or $300 an hour. It should not cost you that much. It should be less than that. With BetterHelp.com, you can get on average a 50% off of the average price, $150 to $250 per session that someone will charge you for a therapy session. You pay a flat fee for weekly sessions. It saves you big time on costs and it saves you on time. Therapy should be accessible. It should not be a luxury. With online therapy, you get the quality care at a price that makes sense and can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it is within reach. I have benefited from therapy. That's why I told you yesterday, I'm very transparent. I tell people, how are you feeling today? Today's not a great day. I'm feeling kind of down. I'm kind of sad. I'm blue. I'm in the thing. And you're transparent and you tell people about it if you're having a good day or a bad day. And then today, I'm like, you know what? I got some receipts. Let me go in and tell the people. And so today is a better day. So overall, I'm doing okay. And you should be the same thing. You should be transparent about it. And look, stop letting people tell you. I'm going to tell you this. Stop letting people tell you all you need is Jesus. Yeah, you need Jesus, but the Lord helps those who help themselves. Okay, so let me get back on track here. So I have benefited from therapy. If you have been to therapy, let people know in the chat about it. BetterHelp.com has more than 30,000 therapists, the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served over 5 million people globally, so they know what they're doing. It is convenient too. You can join the session with a click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. So, listen, what do you have to lose? So your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp.com/Don Lemon and get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/Don Lemon, you get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Don Lemon. Okay? So that said, when people say, you just need Jesus, I used to think that, and you do need Jesus if you're a believer, if you are a Christian. Okay, fine, you need Jesus. I have nothing. I am a believer. I wrote the book, remember? I Once Was Lost, My Search for God in America. The Don Lemon Show is sponsored by Freedom from Religion Foundation, the Freedom from Religion Foundation. It's brought to you today by the Freedom from Religion Foundation, because a lot of people are stepping away from organized religion because they're tired of people trying to dictate to them how they should lead their lives, what the Bible actually says, what their religion should actually say. They're trying to push Christianity on you when you might be a Jew, you might be a Muslim, you might whatever, or it could be vice versa. That should not happen. And so a lot of people are stepping away. But you got to be careful, especially in this time, because Christian nationalism is on the rise. And that's part of the reason that we're in this crazy thing that we're in right now, because Christian nationalism is on the rise. They're working overtime to shove their beliefs into our laws, our schools, and even our personal lives. It's like, hey, I respect your right to believe whatever you want. Just don't make me live by it. And that's where the Freedom from Religion Foundation comes in. They fight to keep church and state separate, like our founders actually intended. So whether you've always been secular or you have left religion behind and you believe in keeping the faith of our government out of our government, keeping faith out of our government, FFRF has your back. So join us. Go to ffrf.us/freedom or text my first name, Don, to 511-511 and become a member today. Text Don to 511-511 or go to ffrf.us/freedom, because the only thing worse than someone forcing religion on you is when they do it by law. For membership information, text Don to 511-511 today. Text fees may apply. Now, on with our program. Now that we're feeling better about our mental health and about our faith and how we're not a theocracy, let's go on in there and talk about what's happening. Let me give you some of the evidence. All right. We showed you the evidence about his weight. If he lies about his weight, he's going to lie about everything. You lie about one thing, you lie about everything. You lie about anything. That's how I feel. Now, I want to show, this may not be sexy and whatever, but it's really good information, because this is the moment that we're in. I want to play something. I probably won't get through all of it. This is from Jen Saki. And Jen Saki is my friend over at MSNBC. And so she's kind of laying out what is happening with the economy, because what? Him as a steward of our economy Not good. But he's going to pretend that it is. This whole stock market thing, self-inflicted wound. He's not making any headway with these tariffs things. He's defying federal judges. He's not creating or signing any bills. It's all built on BS. It's all executive order. So which means the moment Trump goes away, it's like this. The moment where, oh, shoots, I cleaned up my office. But I'll just say, the moment Donald Trump goes away, this is what happens. This is what happens. Hold on, let me show you here. This is what happens the moment he goes away. That's what happens. Well, you know what happens? A Nancy Pelosi. The moment Donald Trump goes away, this is what happens. You know why? Because it's not a law. He can't get anything done. He doesn't know how to govern. He can't work with people. So all of this for now, and he can do, don't get me wrong, he can do some damage in the interim, but all of this for now is built on a house of cards and it's built on lies. Okay? So check out my friend Jen Saki. We'll play some of it and then I'll get back to you. Here we go. Roll it.
For starters, today, Donald Trump made his most explicit comments yet about his openness to deporting American citizens. And yes, his intention is to scare you. And yeah, the things he's saying are scary. I'm not going to minimize that. But his comments are also a reminder that aspiring dictators, of which he is one, who threaten to deport their own citizens, are not speaking from a position of strength. They are speaking from a position of weakness. And the cracks are showing all over the place right now. And so tonight I actually wanted to start in one of the places where the cracks are the biggest and most obvious. And that's the economy.
There you go.
Where Trump's on-again, off-again tariffs have everyone from conservative Republicans to Wall Street billionaires to even rural farmers saying, what in the world is that guy doing? And we're seeing that sentiment very clearly in the polls, too. I mean, in a new CBS YouGov poll that was released just yesterday, a majority of Americans said the economy is getting worse. And a growing number of Americans say Trump's policies are making them financially worse off. You can see the chart on the screen right now, and you can see it shows a 7-point jump on that question.
Pause.
From just last.
Pause. Now, I want you to listen. Look at your screen. Now, whether you're a Trump supporter or not, whether you're a MAGA troll in the comments or not, we welcome you because we want you to learn. I'm so glad that you're here. I love that. I love when the trolls are here. So sometimes, you know how you say you have to ignore the haters because if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. If I don't have 1,000 haters a day, I'm doing something wrong. I have a lot of haters, so that means I'm doing something right. And look, I have so many haters. The haters, let me tell y'all something. The haters tried to take my black ass down and they couldn't. They can't. The haters cannot take you down. You just keep rolling, boo. Who gonna check me, boo? You're not. The haters try to take you down. They try to take me down. I'm not going anywhere because the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I'm not going anywhere. You hear me? Do you guys feel me? And so I would just want you to be honest. And so the haters who are here on the TikTok, the haters who are whatever, come on. Welcome. Welcome to the Church of the Lemon Nation. We're going to preach to you today and where you're going to learn. Period. Don, talk your shit. Thank you, Eris. Come on now. How many of you have ever had haters try to take you down? And you're like, okay, you can hate. But I know like that. I was like, okay, the Lord has something better for me somewhere else. And you just live in it. Oh, hell. Tell it, Don Lemon, 3 minutes a day. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell you the truth with an F. Haters are fans too. They're watching, Don. No. Let me tell you, K. Marie, you're wrong about that. Haters are not fans. Haters are super fans. Haters know more about you than your regular fans who love you. Haters really, really love you. They are super fans. They are obsessed. They know everything. My haters know more about me than the people who love me. When I go out and I see like some Donald Trump people, they say, I watch you every day. They know more about me than y'all who love me. It's crazy. I know that's right. So look if you're a Donald Trump fan, if you're not, look at your screen. Trump's policies are making you financially what? Jen Saki is asking the question. Well, actually, it was a CBS News YouGov poll. In March, 42% said worse off. Now, 49%. It is going in the wrong direction. AstroTurf, built on lies, the cracks are showing. The financial policies are making you what? The same. 35% in March, 30% now. That means it's changing. Built on lies, built on AstroTurf. Trump's policies are making you financially better off. March, 23%. Now it's 21%. So there's not one area on that in this poll where he is going in the right direction. Okay? Go ahead, Ms. Saki.
Month. The majority of Americans are also against Trump's tariff and trade policy. But the news gets even worse for Trump. Get a load of this. When the people in this poll were asked who would benefit most from Trump's tariffs, 3/4 of Americans said the wealthy. And 71% said
people are catching on. Who will benefit from Trump's trade and tariff policies? The self-inflicted wound of the beginning of Trump's second term. Smash the screen, TikTok. Hit the thumbs up on the YouTube. The engagement is great. You guys are loving this, right? So, because it's a truth bomb coming. So who is it going to benefit? The wealthy, 74%. That's a lot. I mean, come on. $75%, 2/3. That's crazy. Large corporations. $71%. That's who's benefiting. The U.S. auto industry, 50%. It gets lower. Labor unions, 45%. Working class, 42%. That's where most people are. Middle class, 42%. Again, where most people are. Small businesses, 39%. Wrong direction. House of cards, built on a lie and self-inflicted wounds. You guys know what that sound means? I'm gonna have to get a sound machine. Andy, remember we tried to put the sound machine on the audio?
Oh yeah.
And it did something weird.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have to. Can we work on that after the show? I'm gonna try to. We're gonna have to work on that because I need a sound machine.
Yeah, I think we can import some into StreamYard, actually.
I need some applause. I need a torpedo. I need some laughs. I need all kinds of things. I need all of that because that's where this is going. Okay, now I'm telling you, remember I told you old people be knowing. And it's because I'm old. That's, again, I am self-aware. So for me, saying that I'm old is not offensive to me because I like it. I think getting old is great. As long as I'm here and I'm moving, I'm good. I don't care if I'm 25 or 250. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, so going in the wrong direction. Keep going, Ms. Saki. Here it is.
large corporations. I think everybody knows how popular the wealthy and large corporations are. Not very popular at all. Just imagine how well it's going to sit with the majority of Americans when Congress returns in May, just in a couple weeks, and focuses all their time on cutting taxes for the wealthy and large corporations, which is what they're going to do.
There you go.
But the upshot is this. Trump is underwater. He's losing popularity faster than any new president has in recent history, other than, well, of course, Donald Trump in 2017.
Thank you,
It's really
Jen.
not a mystery as to why. I mean, weirdly, not much has changed since James Carville proclaimed that one of the core messages for a presidential campaign was, it's the economy, stupid.
There you go. Thank you, Jen Saki. I love me some Jen Saki. I mean, I do. I think she's one of the best. I mean, do you guys remember when she was a press secretary? She's good. You couldn't get one over on her. She's knowledgeable. She's one of the nicest people I know in the business. She is great. Old people be knowing. That's my words. In the words of Don, old people be knowing. And so I'm telling you, people are catching on. Someone said in the chat, I am glad people are finally catching on. People are finally catching on. And the farmers, they're finally catching on. Okay? They're finally catching on. Let me put this up, okay? Because this is where we are going. Give me the definition, please. This is a definition because I like to give facts. Definition of fascism, okay? Now, if you're on the TikTok, and because I know the AI picks up on words like that and it thinks that we're being negative, we're reporting the news, TikTok, okay? All right. So this is a definition. Is a far-right authoritarian and ultra-nationalist political ideology and movement characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocracy, militarism. Remember, wanting to call the military on people? Remember? He proposed that on U.S. citizens. Forcible suppression of opposition. People who have views and opinions who may not be like you may not like. They're getting deported for writing things in newspapers. They're getting op-eds. People are getting deported. College students who I disagree with on some things. Palestinian supporters, students getting deported. Suppression of opposition. Belief in natural social hierarchy. Come on now. DEI. It's the blacks. It's the Latinos. It's the brown people. But not the ones in HB1 visas because they actually help our tech industry. But you know the other brown people. Not those Indians. Those Indians. Indian Americans, not Native Americans. Welcome to the new America, says Jason Mann. Jason, you're right. Belief in natural social hierarchy, subordination of individual interest for the perceived good of the nation or race. Now, what? Say that again. Subordination of individual interest for the perceived good of the nation or race. That is what's happening right now with this lack of due process of deporting people. We don't know. We don't know if any of the shit that they're saying is true. There is no evidence that any of the shit that they are alleging or claiming about these people are true. Do you even know if they're MS-13? I'm not saying that there aren't, but do you know? Have you seen any evidence? Have you seen any court documents? Have they gone before a judge? Or is it just because you think they have tattoos? You don't, and strong regimentation of society and the economy. Hello, Tariffs. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Can people in the back hear me? I like to give the facts. Fascism is opposed to Marxism, democracy, anarchism, pluralism. Do you guys see the next one? Free markets. Where are we right now with the free markets? Egalitarianism, communism, liberalism, and socialism as conventionally defined. I'm letting that sink in because I want you guys to read that. Because people are like, oh my God, I can't. They are calling the president names. They're calling him the F word. They can't keep it out of their mouths. I can't. Oh my God, how dare they, clutching the pearls. Read the definition of fascism, you idiots. That's what your president is doing. Okay, guess what? Barkley. My dog just ate my yogurt, so you know I'm not eating that. I love my dog, but I'm not going to eat something that he licked. Barkley, you naughty boy. Did you guys hear the lick? He was going to town on my yogurt, so that's gone. Anyways, so that's what your president is doing. Okay, Barks, I love you. That's what your president is doing. It's the truth. Fascism. Oh, boy. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so listen, that's what I'm saying. All of this is built on what? BS. And that's what he's doing, and he's trying to pretend it's not, especially as it relates to the deportation of citizens. And this is what's driving me crazy. I'm going to show you all the evidence of everything. I'm going to show you the evidence of the fascism. I'm going to show you the evidence of the lying as a evidence of how the government is not working. I'm going to show you evidence of how the economy is not working. I'm going to show you evidence of how he's not passing any bills, that it's all astroturf. I'm showing you the evidence on all of that. Okay, so first up, let's go. I want you to just, this is Joyce Vance. When I tell you there's no evidence for people, right, what they're doing with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, what they're doing. Let's see. Peter, which one should I play first? Should I play Joyce Vance or Pam Bondi? Which one would explain it better?
I think go Bondi first and then have
Joyce
Vance debunk her, yes.
Okay. Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi, who is the Attorney General of the United States, talking about deporting Americans. I think she's on, I don't know, maybe she's on Fox News. I think it's Sean Hannity or something. Now listen to the bullshit that's coming out of her mouth, okay? Here it is.
The president was musing about sending some of the most horrible people in this country down to that mega prison. You know, people that push ladies into subways and hit old ladies with baseball bats to the head. Is that legal to do?
Okay, pause.
Is
okay,
that something
here's the thing with that. How often have you heard that people who hit little old ladies and over the head or push someone in front of a subway train, all that? Okay, so you hear that a lot. That has become a talking point. But have you seen any evidence of that? Now, I'm not saying that that doesn't happen. Look, people who are Americans do that, unfortunately. So show me the evidence that there are people here legally, immigrants who are here, documented or not documented, who are doing that. So if you're going to keep saying that, you should say, like, blah, 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 who lived in such and such and did this to this old lady on this day and was sentenced or whatever or got away. It's not, I'm not seeing any of that. So look, again, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but you know how the kids say, Pixar didn't happen. Just like, please get me a Scott Bessent with the 75,000, what is it, 75 countries who have called to whatever. But then they say they're not going to give you the evidence. Find me a soundbite of him saying 75 people with 75 countries have come to us. Okay, fine. Which 75? So that's why, again, so here is Pam, but keep going with Pam Bondi. He's saying the little old ladies, this, still no evidence of that. We have not seen any evidence. No evidence. Keep going.
allowed to do?
Well, Jesse, these are Americans who he is saying who have committed the most heinous crimes in our country. And crime is going to decrease dramatically because he has given us a directive to make America safe again. These people need to be locked up as long as they can, as long as the law allows. We're not going to let them go anywhere. And if we have to build more prisons in our country, we will do it.
Right. That's what I thought. And now...
Okay, so they want to lock up American citizens. They want to send them to a gulag in El Salvador. They want to build more prisons. But the rationalization for this, and I can't believe that the Attorney General is signing off on this about sending American citizens to a foreign country to be imprisoned. And she's like trying to make an excuse for it. Again, if you look at that definition, that of fascism, that is in that definition, what she just did. Centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. Here's Joyce Vance explaining what is going on here. Check it out.
Yeah, I think that that's exactly right, because what happens here if the Trump administration walks away from this one and Abrego Garcia stays in that terrorist confinement center in El Salvador is, what does the next case look like? And Trump says he's interested in homegrowns, which I take to mean American citizens. And this is with Donald Trump describing who is a criminal, because as you say, Abrego Garcia had a withholding order, which meant he couldn't be deported from the United States. You know, right now the administration wants to say that he's a member of MS-13. I went back and looked at the original pleadings.
Pause, please.
And the evidence.
Okay. This is a really important part when it comes to Abrego Garcia. Okay, so I want you to listen, everyone. Look at me. Again, whether you're a Trump supporter or not a Trump supporter, if you're just an American, I want you to listen to what Joyce Vance is saying. Back it up a little bit, because this is supposedly the evidence against this man, that they are calling a gang member a violent criminal. Not only the Trump folks say it, they keep repeating it, but also the president of El Salvador repeated the same thing again, and there is absolutely no evidence. She's about to give you the evidence that they deported this man, on which they deported this man. This is the evidence. Okay, here it is.
You say Abrego Garcia had a withholding order, which meant he couldn't be deported from the United States. You know, right now the administration wants to say that he's a member of MS-13. I went back and looked at the original pleadings, and the evidence that the administrative immigration judge rejected against him was this. He had a Chicago Bulls t-shirt and a hat. And an anonymous informant said that he had been a member of MS-13 West, which is a faction of the gang in New York City, where Abrego Garcia had never lived. So the immigration judge rejected that and issued that order that said he could not be returned to El Salvador, a country that he had left, by the way, because he was being subjected to threats, including death threats from a gang. That means the government can now decide that anyone is a terrorist if you take this to extremes, right? They could say that you or I had done something wrong, and so long as they could get us out of the country and into a prison in El Salvador or someplace else before a court in the United States could hold a hearing, then they can make this argument, well, oopsie, right? That's the tweet that Bukele had previously issued when they were first accused of spiriting Americans, or rather spiriting deportees out of this country to El Salvador's prison. He tweeted, oopsie, too late. And they could say that about any of this if the Supreme Court can't draw the line here.
Joyce Vance, thank you very much for coming on this morning.
I agree. Thank you, Joyce Vance, very much for coming on this morning. Did you guys hear that? An anonymous tip from someone who said in New York City that he was a member of a gang where Kilmar Abrego Garcia never lived. And to own a baseball cap. Now, come on. That's your evidence? And they want to demonize every single immigrant, every single undocumented person by pretending that they are the most violent among criminals in the United States, and that is not true. The most violent criminals in the United States are U.S. citizens born here. They have no evidence. That is some flimsy evidence. If that actually got into a court of law, that man would be out on the street in seconds, and with a huge, huge lawsuit that he would win. Do you feel me? This is what's happening right now. George Conway explains how Donald Trump, they are playing three-card Monty, that I believe that's his words, with the courts and the judiciary, the judicial system. And they don't care, because guess what? the Justice Department doesn't have the resources to go and arrest people, and they have no incentive. There's no incentive structure because Donald Trump has placed in the Justice Department people who are his acolytes, his people. So they have no incentive to follow up on anything the courts rule. And then the president of the United States cannot be prosecuted because he is the president of the United States. And guess who ruled on that? The Supreme Court. George Conway, listen.
George and I were talking about this. Can due process be upheld in this country? I hope so. But
who upholds
it's being
it?
challenged.
Who upholds it, though? Who upholds it?
Well, that's the problem. There's a problem that I've been talking about for a number of weeks. It's like the courts can't enforce their own orders at the end of the day. They don't have soldiers. They don't have police. They do not have the mechanisms by which you enforce court orders, which sometimes involves throwing people who are disobeying court orders into jail. But the people who do that on behalf of the courts, when the courts have to do that, work for the Department of Justice. They work for Pam Bondi, and Pam Bondi is sitting there while Stephen Miller is standing over her shoulder, lying his ass off about what the Supreme Court did. And they're basically playing, and you're absolutely right. They're just saying, oh, I can't, Mr. Bukele, he was not going to give us permission to send him back. And Bukele's saying, oh, well, I can't smuggle these people back in the United States. They're pointing fingers at it. They're playing three-card Monty with the United States Supreme Court.
George is giving us a new civics lesson about what to.
So there you go. Now that should make you very, very worried. Again, no matter who you support, that should make you very, very worried. Michael Ludwig talks about, look, it's a long thing, but he said that this is a war on the Constitution. Okay. And so we get it. It's a war on the Constitution. It's long, but it takes him a long time to get there. So I'm going to forego that one. But look at this polling. This is from YouGov. This is a YouGov polling on Donald Trump. Let's put that up and then we'll talk about it. So this is his polling. Net positive Trump's handling on immigration, plus 4%. Jobs, minus 15%. Foreign affairs, minus 16%. Civil rights, minus 17%. Trade, minus 20%. Inflation, minus 29%. I'm just saying. So here goes my evidence, okay? So remember all of that. Donald Trump, this is why. And this is why this poll is like this. And this is why I tell you it is all bullshit and it's a show. This is what the Wall Street Journal found, okay? The Wall Street Journal, let's go through it. So this is all the spending and all the cuts and all the whatever. And oh my gosh. Okay. So here's the thing. See how government spending is up, even as Musk touts savings. Musk's team's $150 billion in saving barely dents $6.8 trillion in spending, largely on autopilot, Wall Street Journal analysis found. So it would have, it just on autopilot of the audits and whatever, it would probably have found as much as this whole DOGE thing, okay? Federal spending is higher since President Trump took office, even as the Department of Government Efficiency slashes contracts, cuts jobs, and ends diversity programs. Are you listening to me? Federal spending is higher. A Wall Street Journal analysis of daily financial statements issued by the Treasury Department. Oh, by the way, let me see. So this is a Wall Street Journal, right? Do you guys know who owns the Wall Street Journal? Just so we're clear. Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone knows who owns the Wall Street Journal? Okay, thank you very much. Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch. Who owns Fox News? Who owns the New York Post? I don't know if he still owns Sky, but right wing. Okay? So this is not like, oh my God, it's the liberal New York Times, it's the Washington Post, whatever. This is the Wall Street Journal, a Rupert Murdoch owned entity. A Wall Street Journal analysis of daily financial statements issued by the Treasury Department found government spending since the inauguration is $154 billion more than in the same period in 2024 during the administration of former President Joe Biden. He is spending more money than Joe Biden, and the alleged savings from DOGE does not even cover it. DOGE claims cuts of $150 billion so far, but the journal analysis found those efforts have yet to affect the bottom line. And where is the evidence of that? Again, where that should be the thing every day for every journalist should say every single day on every report and every time they ask a question and they answer it. Where's the evidence of that? Where is the evidence of that? I know what she's going to say because she said it before, Caroline Levy. You're the reporter, go find it. No. You are supposed to be the spokesperson and you're supposed to show me the evidence. Where's the evidence? Where's the DOGE evidence? And while the government income taxes and revenues, including tariffs, is also up, it isn't enough to keep pace with the higher spending. They are spending so much money. Last fiscal year, about 73% of federal spending went to interest of the debt and mandatory programs like Social Security and Medicare that operate on autopilot. That amounted to $4.9 trillion. This year, Social Security payments are $32.7 billion higher since Trump took office. Read it and weep. It goes through everything. The stalled efforts. DOGE launches cost-cutting with the shock and awe campaign, terminating at least 25,000 probationary, federal workers and slashing funds for foreign aid. Some laid-off government workers have gotten their jobs back, and the termination of probationary employees is currently being litigated. Federal salary payments are $2.8 billion higher than a year ago. Where's all the savings, Donald? MAGA. Where's all the savings? Where's all the tax dollars that you supposedly saved me? Where that? Where the money reside? Where is it? I mean, look, there's no evidence. Because it's not happening. It is a lie. Lies on top of lies. Here is a New York Times article. Let's not do Harvard yet. We'll do Harvard in a minute. Let's do Harvard in a minute. The Independent. I love this one from The Independent. The Independent article says Trump has made a bigger hole in the government. A bigger hole. Trump has already spent $155 billion more than Biden. Musk now claims DOGE only saved $150 billion. Dollars. Scroll it. Let me read it for the people. Don Lemon for the people. Remember, that's me. Don Lemon for the people. The Donald Trump administration has already spent $155 billion more than former President Joe Biden did over the same period of time after their inaugurations. That's according to the Treasury Department data. This is not like, it's okay, it's a newspaper, they're making it up. Where does this come from, right? Where does it come from? Oh, what did they say? The Yale something that they said on Fox News, right? And Elon Musk is now claiming that his Department of Government Efficiency has only managed to save $150 billion. That means that despite tens of thousands of government workers being fired, agencies shuttered, contracts cut, and federal services dramatically reduced, the current administration has already racked up an additional $5 billion of debt, more debt than the Biden administration in the same space of time. Elon is over there good. He's doing that DOGE. He's saving you all your lots of money. They found so much waste and spending that they're doing a great job. Great job, Elon. But all of that money that you're saving, whatever, it is a lie. It's a lie. And on top of this, it is not clear that DOGE has saved anywhere near $150 billion. Again, because there's no evidence. Every time Musk posts receipts to show off DOGE's savings, they are riddled with errors. The receipts aren't even receipts. He initially vowed to save $2 trillion by slashing government agencies and social benefits, then have that to $1 trillion. Now he claims he has only cut a fraction of that. The increased spending by the Trump administration was discovered in an analysis by the Rupert Murdoch Conservative Wall Street Journal. Go back. Keep going. Go back to that, Andy. Financial statements issued by the Treasury Department. Okay, that's good. Those are the receipts. And guess who is spending your money to? With some bullshit. And even the right-wingers or right-wing podcasters are over it. Ice Barbie. Let's show them Ice Barbie from the Daily Beast. Ice Barbie is none other than Kristi Noem. Ice Barbie keeps creating all kinds of headaches for the Homeland Security, spending your money. Look at her. Oh, I am this military lady, and I'm strong. In the meantime, she's like, the gun is pointing at somebody's head. She's taking pictures in front of half-naked prisoners. It's all a photo op. It's all a show. Look at this. This is a show. Why do we need to see this? Do we care? I don't care. I don't need to see her on this amphibious whatever thing or on a boat. I don't need to see it. Can you let me drive? Okay, hold on. Okay, we're going to stop right here. We're going to first, we're going to take you out. Let me tell you, I know how this happens. We're going to take you out and we'll get out a little bit, but just let us drive you out. And then we get to somewhere safe where the water is calm. We're going to let you take over and then you can get your people into place. Okay, then they get her out there and they, okay, stop. And then the guy who's sitting behind her, maybe the one who's right there that you can see his face, or maybe it's the hand that you can see. And then they switch seats. And then the photographer gets in front of her. And then she drives the boat for a little bit. And then they go, did you get the picture? You got it? You got it? Yes, we got it. Okay, great. And then she sits her ass back down in the back. And then the photographer sits down in the back. And then they spin the boat around and they go back to shore. And how much did that cost you? Yes, she looks ridiculous, Earth Power. How much did that cost you? Tens of thousands of dollars. That's what happened right there. In the meantime, your president is bowing to dictators, authoritarians in the Oval Office. The Politico article says Trump deferred to a world leader. Trump deferred to a world leader. Trump, in a rare move, deferred to another world leader. It is a clear legal play. El Salvador president, there he is, Nayib Bukele, is urging Trump to emulate his iron-fisted playbook. So Trump, you know, he loves to cozy up, scroll up to dictators and authoritarians because he wants to be one, right? So it starts as move over Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, Viktor Orban. Donald Trump's latest strongman bromance is with President B, Bukele. He calls himself, Bukele does, the world's coolest dictator. Remember, Donald Trump said he'd be a dictator on day one. And so this is what Donald Trump is doing. And by the way, let me put up this post that we have. From Blue Sky. Because you remember that Zelensky got all of this shit about not wearing a necktie. Why didn't you wear a necktie? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you come and wear a necktie? Okay, let's put it up. Now, where is the necktie on Bukele? I can read some of your minds because I almost called him that. Bouquet. I'm not going to go with the last part of the word. Come on, y'all. No, why, Don? You guys know what I'm talking about, okay? I almost said it by accident. Bouquet. just thought about that. It just crossed my mind. Oh my gosh. Don't do it, right? Don't do it, Don. Okay. There's a little devil on my shoulder telling me to say it. Whoop! And I almost did it. Don't say it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Should I say it? All right. No, don't say it. No, should say it. No, don't say it. Say it. Don't say it. No. Okay. Do it, Don. Oh, why are you guys egging me on? Come on, I'm not gonna do it. Bouquet. I'm not gonna say it. But anyways, where's the tie on Boo? It's close too. Where's the tie on this dude? It rhymes with cockeyed. Okay. So here we go. So no one said anything because why? Because Donald Trump is cozying up to this guy. That's why. In the meantime, though, I don't know if you guys have seen it, Zelensky is winning. He is crushing Russian tanks. He is winning. Yeah, you got it, Nimi. He is winning. But yet you don't hear about that. You don't hear about it. What is this about AP? Okay, got it. And so look, they're defying all kinds of judges and everything, right? They're not listening. So again, it is all based on because they can't comply like they want people to comply with police, etc. When every time there's like a black person or someone who says it was police brutality and I got beaten up. Why didn't you comply? Why didn't you comply? Should have complied. Why isn't Donald Trump complying with federal judges? Because you guys remember last week when I said a federal judge, the First Amendment has won. There is an article now that shows that, look, AP journalists, according to the Washington Post, AP journalists held out of White House events despite judge's ruling. Now, the judge said, you got to allow these journalists in there. You can't tell them that they have to say the Gulf of America if they want to say the Gulf of Mexico. That is their First Amendment right. They are entitled to have their own style book when writing their stories. As a matter of fact, most people defer to the Associated Press. If you're a journalist, you say, well, how is it in the AP style book? Which means the AP for terms and the way things are written. And so if you have any question about it, it was like, not a thesaurus. What did you used to call that little thing that they used to give us when we were kids? You remember that book? You guys remember, what was that book? It was a style book. What was that book that we would refer to for grammar and English? Shit, I can't remember that. Do you guys remember that little book? What was that book? Everybody had them. You had to have them in college and in high school. Not a thesaurus, not an atlas. Was it an AP style book then? It was a style book. Was it an ABA style book? It was something, but it was like a little red book that we all had to get. And if we were writing papers, you had to refer to it, right? To make sure like, oh, is this in the right style? That's so my teacher, right? Do you guys remember? It was a little composition book. I don't know if they do that. They don't do that anymore, but maybe it was the AP style book. I don't remember exactly what it was, but was it the composition book? APA style book, I guess. Remember, it was like about this big. And we would thumb through it and go, okay, quotation marks are supposed to be like this. And then you go, oh yeah, the hyphen goes here when. Oh, this is where you put a comma as opposed to a semicolon. That Strong's. That sounds right. Strong and style. Yes. Something. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. That's it. And maybe it was the AP style book, but that was it. And so they get to decide that. And Donald Trump can't tell them that they have to. So if the style book, if the pocket style manual, yes. So if that said it's the Gulf of Mexico, then we wrote in our term papers, it's the Gulf of Mexico, the little brown book. Maybe that's it. Yeah, it was small. You guys know what I'm talking about. But they are defying that. They're defying orders to reinstate federal money. Elements of style. Thank you. Who said that? That was it. And then Strong and White, yes. Elements of Style. Thank you, King, Pindo, whoever. Elements of Style. Thank you. Strong and White. Was it Strong and White, Elements of Style? I don't think kids do that anymore. I don't think kids have that anymore. That's old school, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's what happened. And now they're defying. And now they are defying it. Now, Donald Trump is out there doing his thing. And there are people, you look, the right wingers, especially the broadcasters, like they love to. I saw something one day, and the people, I have no idea who they are because I don't know all of the streaming world and all of these people. And yeah, okay, got it. My English teacher, every year you'd have to get your Elements of Style book, blah, 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 blah. And this is how you should write stuff. So all of these like sort of right winger, these broadcasters, these bro streamers are like, they'll say, oh, you know, Don Lemon said that they should Jasmine Crockett and AOC and Eric Swalwell, they should put them out there, and they're like, ha ha ha, yeah, if they want the Democrats to lose, they will do that. Okay. I don't think they get what I'm saying, and I don't think they understand where the people are right now, because they are stuck in their world, and they think like that the world is only MAGA, only their ignorance. It's not. People want stronger leaders. That's why we had a poll yesterday. I didn't put it up, but that showed, I don't know if we can get it back, where Cory Booker, how high he has risen since he did his sort of filibuster thing, filibuster-esque thing on possibly becoming a Democratic candidate, because people want strong leaders now on the Democratic side. They don't understand that. And should they sort of move into their more progressive wing, or give the more progressive wing of the party a little more air? Okay. So yeah, so this is it. This is a shift. Look at this. This is a primary shift. Harris, 28%, Booker, 11%, Buttigieg, 7%, AOC, 7%, Walz, 5%, Newsom, 4%, Crockett, 3%. So look at that. Okay. Harris and Booker head to head, 54% and 34%. Now remember, Harris was the nominee, the person. So for Cory Booker to jump up there, and by the way, they're good friends. Remember they used to sit next to each other and like collab during Senate meetings? Do you guys remember that? They're buddies, they're friends. That might be an interesting combination, by the way. So anyways, they don't understand that. But you know, AOC is out doing her thing, and I think the people like it. And you know, the right wing always talks about rallies. Oh my God, rallies. Look how many people showed up at the Trump rally. I'm going to the Trump rally. All the people, look at the crowd size. Crowd. Yeah, listen to what AOC is talking about. AOC is not holding her tongue. And y'all look at AOC and look at the crowds. And anyway, no, here it is.
Donald Trump is a criminal who was found guilty of 34 felony counts of fraud, liable for sexual abuse. Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market too. When he talks about rapists and criminals, he should look in the mirror.
Woo! 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 Is he going to sue her like he did ABC? I'm just saying. Wow. So I'm just saying, look, you guys, maybe, I think AOC is pivoting. AOC is pivoting. She is becoming a savvier politician. She's learning how to work within the system, but yet appeal to people who don't like being in the system. And that is a tricky thing to do, but she's navigating that quite well. She is navigating that quite well. Yes, she is standing on business, but she's navigating that quite well. So I always look, it's always like when you're writing something, right? It used to be when people would say, I'm going to like Strunk and whatever the style book.
So remember when? Well, I remember when I took lots of writing classes because it was TV, radio, and then broadcast journalism, and then English was like the other thing. So I like to write, and I know people are like, I don't speak too good, but I can write good because I went to schools that it was placed a premium on writing. Like they'll be like, okay, come on, losers, you got to write. Let yourself go. Let your mind go. Just write it down. Just write it down, and then you go back and fix it. I'm like, okay. So I was always taught to, if you're writing a story or something, you write in a circle. You guys know what I'm talking about? Any old school people? Anybody? You write in a circle. And even when I started writing in news, you write in a circle. So you kind of end where you begin, so that you sort of bring it close to it. So I am going to end where I began. Okay. So you saw the thing that at the beginning, right? Where I said, this man is lying about his weight. You know, he weighs more than that. Now I'm going to preface it and say that this is artificial intelligence, because this is where we are right now. This is artificial intelligence. So this is my circle. So this is Donald Trump, because someone mentioned, like, when you eat hamburgers and Diet Cokes all day, this is what AI someone has done with Donald Trump on AI. Here it is.
Make burgers now, and
back it up to the beginning.
It's a simple. I just make burgers now, and well, it's a simple life. Am I happy? Well, no, but oh well.
I didn't order this.
And I said, well, drill, baby, drill. You see, it was a special time when I was president, but those days are over now. I don't know what to say.
Again, that's not real, but I'm just saying, you know. We had some fun today, didn't we? What else do we got? We have anything that I did not run, guys? What should I run? Not Ludig. Let's keep going. Let me see what we have down here. There was something that you said, something just come in. Oh, the Scott Bessent. Let me do this Scott Bessent thing. Oh, wait a minute. A couple of things I didn't run. Number one, let me show you Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent is saying, play the soundbite.
We saw the successful negotiating strategy that President Trump implemented a week ago today. It has brought more than 75 countries forward to negotiate. It took great courage for him to stay the course until this moment. And what we have ended up with here, as I told everyone a week ago, they're in this very spot, do not retaliate, and you will be rewarded. So every country in the world who wants to come in.
Okay, good. If we relent on these tariffs, it's got to seem like a win, or it's going to drive him crazy and he's not going to go for it. So Scott Bessent stood up there and said, okay, it was a win and this is a plan all along. And then Donald Trump, like 5 minutes later, as you guys know already, just contradicts him and says people are getting yippee. And that's why he did it. So 75 countries. And then later, reportedly, what countries? I'm not going to say. So you know what that means. There is no 75 plus countries. There's no 75 plus countries. Nope. None. There's none. There are none. There are none. Or if your grammar's bad, there is none. There ain't none. Nope. I don't know her. No, I don't know her. I don't know her. This is the Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey of countries. I would say Scott Bessent is Donald Trump is Jennifer Lopez, and the rest of the countries are Mariah Carey, and they're going, I don't know her. I don't know her. Okay, let's see. The other thing is there was another thing about evidence. Oh, so do we have the deportation numbers? I know I asked you guys for those. Where are they, Peter? Did we get the deportation numbers? I just don't see them here.
I think I put them in your fast facts section.
You did? Was that at the end? I think I ripped that up, Peter.
I can just quickly riff it for you. So in February of this year, Trump's deportations total
Oh, I
was
have it.
around 11. Okay, you got it.
Keep going. You can go.
Trump's deportation total was approximately 11,000 individuals, if I recall correctly. That is a great deal fewer than the same number than the number of undocumented immigrants deported by President Biden in February of 2024, where he deported more than 12,000 individuals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So despite all the cosplay from Ice Barbie, and despite all the shock and awe of Tom Homan and company, they're actually doing a worse job than Joe Biden.
Did you guys hear that? Joe Biden deported more people in his time in office than Donald Trump is deported. Okay. Now you want to know the difference. Do you want to know the difference? Let me show you the difference. This is what the cruelty was not the point with Joe Biden. It was the law and the Constitution. So you hear you're undocumented, or you hear you did something wrong, it was illegal, whatever, then you got to be sent back. You got to be deported. But they weren't doing this. Play the ASMR video. They weren't doing this. Okay, you get the point. The point is, it wasn't the cruelty. It wasn't a show. Again, it's all BS. It's all a show. So Joe Biden, whether you want to call him Sleepy Joe or not, okay, MAGA, Donald Trump, or whatever. I almost said a bad word. Starts with an F and ends with ers. Effers. Was actually doing his job and not holding press conferences every single day, photo ops in the Oval Office. He was actually working. He wasn't being cruel and showing people in shackles, even though he deported more people than Donald Trump at this point in their presidencies. It doesn't get any plainer than that. You're being bamboozled. It is a show. He is not getting anything accomplished. Peter, please get me the bills numbers that you read, because that's part of the thing that I ripped up to.
Sorry, which numbers?
The numbers, the number of bills and the number of executive orders.
Got it.
Oh, here it is. I have it. I got it. Okay, I got it. So let me just read this to you. This is what Peter, when he gives me the fast facts, I thought I ripped them up, but I have them. When I ripped up the end, sorry about that. So, and by the way, Peter, this is what happened. Let me just show you what happens with Peter. For some reason, Peter's computer, it does this little baby type like this. I don't know what's going on. I can't read that. And then it goes regular. So I'm reading some stuff. So I don't know. We got to get Peter's computer fixed. So anyway, I have it here. Let me do it. Okay. So again, I'm just going to read this. According to data, ICE deported 11,000 migrants in February of 2024, the first full month of Trump was in office, compared to just 12,000 in February of 2024. That was 12,000. He did 11,000. Biden did 12,000. Donald Trump has signed fewer bills into law than any president in decades. Are you hearing me? This president is working. You hear it on Fox News all the time. This president is working his ass off. He's working. Look at all the stuff that he's done. Look at all the stuff that he's accomplished since he's been in office. It is bullshit. Donald Trump has signed fewer bills into law than any president in decades. Are y'all listening to me? Microphone, hello. Hit the thumbs up. I want people to hear this. I want people to hear this. Donald Trump has signed fewer bills into law than any president in decades. Trump has signed 5 bills into law, CR, a few CRAs, and the Lake and Riley Act. By this point in 2017, Trump had signed 24 bills into law. Okay, and now he has signed 5. 24 bills into law his first time. By this point in his presidency, Joe Biden had signed 7 bills into law. Remember, Donald Trump has signed 5. Joe Biden had signed 7 bills into law. In 2009, Barack Obama had signed 11 bills into law by now. Donald Trump, again, 5. George W. Bush had signed 7 bills into law. Donald Trump, 5. Bill Clinton had signed 21 bills into law. Donald Trump, 5. George H.W. Bush had signed 13 bills into law. Donald Trump, 5. Ronald Reagan had signed 9 bills into law. Donald Trump, 5. Jimmy Carter had signed 19 bills into law. Donald Trump, 5. Here's the facts as well as it relates to these people that are being deported. Okay, you guys are hearing me? I told you I'm going to give you receipts today. The New York Times looked into 238 names shipped to El Salvador for allegedly being gang members. They find evidence that 32 committed serious crimes out of 238. The rest appear to have had minor infractions or no known criminal record or documented gang ties at all. And yet, in an interview, this is what Donald Trump says he wants to do in a Fox News interview. Here it is.
He's made it a very safe place. People go and they feel very secure and safe. He's also built one, but other also prisons, very big.
He's talking about this Bukele. And that's why he wants to send American citizens there. And he's talking about the prisons that they have built. These are horrendous, horrific, notorious prisons. And some people call them work camps. Some people call them concentration camps. Some people call it a gulag. It is not the type of prison, even the worst, even Attica in the United States. But this is what Donald Trump is saying about that. Here it is.
He's made it a very safe place. People go and they feel very secure and safe. He's also built one, but other also prisons, very big ones. And we're using his system because we're getting rid of our criminals from out of the United States that were allowed to come in by Biden. We're getting them out. And the president is helping us with that, President Bukele. So I was very impressed with him, really very impressed. Great guy.
Could we use it for violent criminals, our own violent criminals?
I call them homegrown criminals.
Yes.
I mean, the
homegrowns.
The ones that grew up and something went wrong and they hit people over the head with a baseball bat. We have, and push people into subways just before the train gets there, like you see happening sometimes. We are looking into it and we want to do it. I would love to do it.
Stop. How many times are we going to hear that? Why didn't you stop and say, sir, you keep saying that. Where's the evidence of that? Like who? Give me a specific example. Specific example. Where is it? Where is it? None. Keep going.
That was the end, actually.
That was the end. Okay. Thank you. All righty. Let's shout out some new members. There it is. Donald Trump, it's all a show. Watch today. There's going to be a show. They're going to do the press briefing where you get no information. I don't even know why people even go there, honestly. I don't even know why they go to this, to the briefing room, because the real information doesn't come from there. It's all the stories that you read where the information comes from doesn't come from there. You guys know that's true. It does not come from there. So I don't even know why they go, and that's a show. And then they do the photo op every day in the office, and then he fights with the reporters. I mean, it's a whole thing. And that's how his day is scheduled. And then we go, we get pictures. It looks like you're working, you're doing something, you sign an executive order. It looks like you're doing some work. And then no one sees, he takes the spotlight away from the Congress and the Senate. He takes the spotlight away from anything else that's going on because he has the bully pulpit and the media falls for it every single time. The media owners should get together and say, nothing comes out of those briefings. So maybe we need to pare back, and maybe we need to invest in some more investigative, hard-nosed reporters who not just look cute, but have their ear to the ground and they do some good shoe leather reporting, than sitting around with the makeup on and the thing and the question in the briefing room. Okay, fine. You can get a producer to do that. Seriously, you can get a hard-nosed producer to do that, and you can get the reporter to get out there and actually do some work. So maybe they should invest in that and then say, we'll send a pool camera to those little White House things. We'll just send whatever, fine. And stop falling for the thing. It is all a TV show. Turn your TV off at press. I'm just telling you, it's all a show. And you're being bamboozled. So, Jackie Blue, come on now, Jackie Blue. I got to put that up. I'm sorry. Put up Jackie Blue if you can. Yeah, I got Jackie Blue. You are naughty. That's hilarious, though. That is pretty hilarious. All right, Jackie Blue. All right, Andy, take it down. Thank you. I don't know how to do it. There we go. Okay. So listen, we were nominated for a Webby. It's at the top of the chat, right? So if you guys go to the top of the chat, you can click on that link, and I want you to go vote for us. I mean, don't embarrass me in front of company. At least if we're going to lose, make it like tight, okay? It's an honor to be nominated. It is. So go. We were nominated for our interview, a Webby Award, specifically for our episode with Whoopi Goldberg. Was nominated for the best podcast episode with a featured guest. So click the link in the chat and vote for us. So go click that link and vote. Okay, did you guys click that link and vote? Click that link and vote. Go to the top of the chat to the Webbies. Click on that and vote for us. Thank you, Maureen Marfell. Thank you, guys. You can do it. You can go. Just look. I voted for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's shout out some new members. Who do we have here? Welcome to the Elimination, Jackie Brown. Welcome, Margot Alexander. KB, the VHE, thank you for your generous support of independent media. Simi, what you doing? Simi, I love you. Simi got that cash. Because of Simi's generosity, 20 people get to become members of the Elimination. Thank you so much. Jessica McGuire, welcome to the Elimination. Susan K, welcome to the Elimination. Milva B. Brown, welcome to the Elimination. Christy Conlon, welcome to the Elimination. Peace for Lisa. Thank you. Because of Peace for Lisa's generosity, 10 people get to become members of the Elimination. So thank you, everyone. Hi, Marcia Johnson. I like the way you spell it. This is my girlfriend in college was Marcia like that. We called her Marcia, but her name was Marcia. We would just joke with her. Andrea Pushka, welcome to the Elimination. Yes, I had a girlfriend in college, okay? She was a cheerleader. She was an LSU cheerleader. She let me on the field. It was so great. Those were the good old days, man. Man, oh man, oh man. Football was a religion, and we go to the football games. But let me just tell you, welcome. Who was that? I want to make sure. Christina, welcome. We would wear khakis and blue blazers. That's how we did. That's how we rolled at the LSU football games. Quinston M. And we would take IV bags or colostomy bags, and we would tape them to our thighs or to our ankle because you couldn't have alcohol in the stadium. I'm telling you, we did it. THT, did anybody else do that? And we would take the IV bag and then we'd get there and we'd pull it out and we'd be like, shh. Or get the little thing, shh. Sometimes some people did enema bags, crazy, to put alcohol in. Shh. Benita Nelson, did you guys do that? Well, we did it. We were bad. Okay, Benita Nelson, welcome. So welcome to all the new members. Thank you. I'm going to see you live at 5 o'clock, and then we're going to drop something at 2 o'clock today, of course. And we'll see you live at 5 o'clock. So also tonight, I'm doing this thing. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. It is the No Fear Tour that I'm just going to go check it out. I'm going to be one of the panelists. It's with Jim Acosta and Michael Cohen. I think Tara Setmeyer's there, and I'm one of the featured guests. But it's going to be today. I think it's at the town hall or something like that. I have to look at it. But anyway, I'll tell you about it at 5 o'clock. I'll be doing the show from there because the event is actually at 6. So I'll be on location. So I'll try to get in place early. All right. Producers are like, what are you doing? So then I'll see you live at 5 o'clock. Okay. So until then, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, become a member, subscribe, and turn the TV off. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you.